One of the big challenges in this space that led to a lot of design changes throughout the whole process was the acoustics. We have residential units above us, we have a bank directly below us, and so every product that was put in here was tested to meet acoustic properties and to make sure that they keep the noise of the facility contained. This product is one of them. It has an acoustic backing on the back of it. Just adds a little bit of extra sound absorption to help keep the transfer from going below. The area that we're walking through now is where the change rooms or what we'll call the thermal cove is. This is, we'll say, the wet area of the facility where most of the plumbing, etc. is. You'll notice that most of the finishes in this area are porcelain tile or ceramic or mosaic tile. That's great for us because we love installing it, and it's better for maintenance and longevity. This one turned out really spectacular. Nice long curved ramp going up with an interesting tile pattern that, continues straight as the walls are curving. And this mosaic, which is featured throughout the club, it's really stunning actually. It came together quite nicely. Challenging to install, very difficult to grout, but it looks really, really sharp and contrasts really nicely with the stone and the choice of mirrors in here. So we're quite thrilled with how this space turned out. Certainly a bit of a battle getting underneath the sinks right and working on all these curves and getting the spacing to eliminate gaps between the stone. It all just came together. One of the unique sort of details about this particular design is this outside corner for the tile. The designers didn't want to go with your typical Schluter trim or have some decorative accent there. They didn't feel like it was the right place. So we created what was called a brick joint, and it looks more like a masonry style than a typical porcelain tile. But what it meant is that on all of these partial pieces, we actually had to add a factory edge back to the tile because you can't have a rough edge here, and this only works if you have a full piece on each side, which obviously you can't always control for. So each piece had to be measured and cut and then had to receive a profile on the end to make it look as if it was a factory edge tile. And that detail is typical throughout the whole club. Only in very select scenarios did we actually use a Schluter trim. This one was a big challenge because of the size of the slopes that we had to build into the floor to catch the drain heights and to get the tiles to line up. We actually had to add some details of our own, these little sort of accent lines to accommodate the shape and the size of the room in the tile to make sure that we were getting the right size pieces where we needed to. This wasn't just a snap a line in the middle and go. This whole space was done piece by piece to try and get everything to line up, all the slopes, all of the tiles to line up with the individual showers. This room presented some unique challenges, ones that I hadn't actually thought of until we were in the middle of the project. One of them being the actual temperature that this room will get up to and then cool down to. One of the material that's on the floor, again, this luxury vinyl, is susceptible to temperature change. So as it heats up, it expands, and as it cools, it shrinks. We had to use a specific adhesive and put a certain amount of expansion room inside the space, so that way when they bring this room up to temperature, the adhesive will hold the flooring in place, but buried all the way around the perimeter where you can't see is a cavity where the flooring can expand into. And if we didn't do that, then when this floor heats up and the material has nowhere to go, it will push itself up and buckle up off the floor. So it was a first for us to figure out how to make it work, and then we had to work with the carpenters to design the baseboard detail that goes all the way around to make sure that we had that expansion room. But at the same time, we couldn't have it visible or exposed because that would just be an area for dirt and dust and other things to get stuck into, which would make maintenance and cleaning the facility that much more difficult. This room, more than any other, was the biggest challenge with acoustics. Obviously these are heavy weights and they're gonna get dropped, and when they hit the ground and go thump, whoever's below is gonna know. All of these racks that you see here are bolted to the floor, but we couldn't bolt them through the flooring. The flooring is actually cut around a base plate with a very specific acoustic neoprene material that exists on the bottom to absorb impact. Once the exact locations were found and the plates were installed, then we installed the flooring all the way around, but everything had to be cut precisely. This floor itself is installed under tension, and so what you do is you lay it out in a particular way where you have certain lines of the flooring that are glued and they're anchored in place. And then as you are filling in between the squares, you keep shrinking the distance essentially, so that way the last piece that goes in, you have to sort of really force in, and it pushes back against all of the other tiles, which tightens the floor up, and it's while it's under tension that stops it from letting sound transfer through to the substrate below. So this was a challenging room for that reason. We knew that the sound requirements were going to be highest, or the sound absorption requirements rather, were going to be highest in this space, and so far there hasn't been any complaints, so I guess it means we did our job the right way the first time. All right, so here we are at the Cycle Studio. This one proved to be one of the most difficult for us. There was a couple of requirements here that I think were underestimated at the beginning. First one was acoustics and just how much sound was going to be in this studio. And the second one was actually the flatness, again, of the floor. Because of the bikes that you see here, they needed to be they need to be stable on the floor. We actually had to change the floor in here 3 times. The first time was for acoustics, then we got the design team got the acoustics right, and then the second time was because the tiles that you saw outside in the main fitness area were not level enough or not flat enough, and the bikes would rock back and forth too much. So we took out the second type of flooring and we put in a third one, and what we came up with was a very specific assembly of an acoustic rubber underlay with 2 layers of fire-rated plywood on top, with then a rubber sports flooring adhered on top of that. It provided the flat surface that they needed, the density that they needed, but it also had the acoustic properties to avoid noise complaints from the bank that is directly below us right now. And when this studio is on and the speakers are bumping, it is very loud. A special thanks to a few of our key partners that made this project possible: Altea Active, VCL Construction, Microbi Architects, and Chappie Chapo Interior Design.